Welcome back to another DrFaye show and this great and awesome interview-a-thon. This has been an amazing week, and we're still rolling out these live streams for you with transformational coaches from around the world, women professionals and leaders who are creating an awesome impact in the world, a mark that can never be erased. I am so glad that you've tuned in. It's a blessing to have you with us. Go ahead, if you're watching us inside of social media, do a friend a favor. Caring is sharing. Go ahead and share the link with someone. Let them know that we're on the air. Now, this is our last big talk for this today, but I'll be back tomorrow with more guests. As a matter of fact, we'll be streaming most of the day tomorrow. So don't you dare miss these moments. They are life-changing. So I want you to put your hands together and welcome my next guest for this show. And she is an amazing transformational coach. And I'm telling you, she's bringing in the big fire this afternoon. I want you to help me welcome Evelise Gonzalez to DrFaye Show. Welcome, Evelise.
Thank you for having me here. It is a pleasure.
It is such a blessing to see you today, and you're all lit up. You're such a fire, such a light. I remember the first day that we met, and I thought, man, she is so special, so powerful. And I knew then that we were going to be friends, and I just thank God for you. And I thank God for the work that you're doing right now, Evelise. And I know how busy life can be and all of the things that you have moving in your life. But your story has moved me so much. And you have no idea. Every time I see you and I think about your story, and the audience, our audience, primarily of women 35 plus, and some younger, in fact, who are maybe single moms or maybe just starting a business or thinking about starting a business. And your story has so much fire in it. And tell us a little bit about your journey that brought you to this topic we're having today, self-dive to thrive.
Well, as you mentioned before, I'm Evelise Gonzalez. I'm a Dominican woman with fire. I came that hat from the Song of the Caribbean in my body. And what really moved me and brought me all the way here was all the struggles and the situation that I went through when I was little and growing up, not even knowing, having a shadow, not even knowing what happened in my past, in my childhood, that was holding me back. But it was something inside me that was continue pushing me forward, that didn't want to let me down. And I couldn't understand. How can you struggle so much but doesn't want to quit without understanding it? And I'm a Christian woman. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and I thank everything that is happening in my life to the Lord. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't understanding that He was preparing me. Not because He doesn't bring bad things to our life, but He was using all the struggles and everything that was happening in my life to build this resilient woman. Mm-hmm. This woman that is not willing to stop no matter what. That I will break, take a moment, 1 or 2 days, few days, because my body, as everybody else might has so much, and I need to lay down. Mm-hmm. But keep myself down in the ground, never.
I love that. Keep myself bound in the ground, never. So, Evelise, you come from the Dominican Republic, and what led you from that place? And I know you touched on it just a moment, but what led you from where you were then, and how was life then? You've had a journey and an amazing story, and I would like for us to focus in on that, because this is a big talk. Here you are coming from another country, and I don't know what your expectations were, but obviously it was for a better life.
To be honest, I did not want to come here.
Oh, okay.
It was my mom who brought me to this country. I didn't know what to expect. I already had a child when I came in. I was already a widow
Mm,
into this country at 18 years old. I was already with a child and a widow.
wow.
And I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I came, my mother did the documents for me and brought me in. And I just continued without having any dreams. At that specific moment, everything was a shadow for me.
Yeah. How old was your child then?
He was a year old.
Mm,
He was 1 year old. And I was, this is the way I present myself. I wasn't broken in pieces.
mm,
And I was just putting myself together with bad glue, with that glue that we use on the school, that
yeah.
white Elmer's glue. I
Right.
was putting my pieces with Elmer's glue.
Mhm.
Imagine if you're on paper, those pieces will fall apart right away, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's a paper, because that's the only thing that glue will hold. And
Yeah.
that was exactly what was going on in my life.
Mm,
Raising a child, being in broken pieces.
Jeez. So how did you manage as a single mom in a strange country? I don't know where that feedback's coming from, but as a single mom and in a strange land, strange country, the one that you said you didn't want to be in. What was your process to get from being broken, because you obviously you didn't stay broken, you
No.
got from being broken to being made whole? What does that look like for in your story right now?
Is Remember, we all have that inner power. We were all created in God's image. And
Mm,
there is that inner power in us that will continue moving you and make you feel uncomfortable when you are not in the right place. And
mhm.
you are not going to understand it. I wasn't understanding it, but I knew that something wasn't right.
Yeah.
When we're talking about me struggling and being in pieces, I was sexual abuse for 3 adults for 5 years when I was a child.
Mm,
For 5 years,
um,
I was really broken.
mhm,
I didn't have not having low self-esteem. No, I did not have any self-esteem.
mhm.
I didn't know my value. I didn't know how much worth I had on me in that specific moment.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, there was something inside me that knew that I wasn't in the right place.
Mhm.
And continue. It took me, I went from almost 25 years of self-development.
Mhm.
I knew there was something that has to come out. Where? I didn't have any idea. How? I didn't have any clue. But I knew that I had to continue, that wasn't the ending of my story.
Mhm. Mhm.
And throughout all the process, I continued working on myself, self-development. Finally, many years after finding God,
Yeah.
because believe me, knowing that God exists and having God in your life are two different things.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Absolutely.
I knew that He exists.
Mhm.
I didn't have Him in my life for many years in my life.
Yeah. Going through this, you have all of these pieces and all of this story, this backstory of being molested by three people for 5 years. That's horrible for any child or any person, any human to have to endure. And you spent 25 years in personal and self-development to get yourself grounded and even accepting God into your life, and that began to change. How did that turn for you? What are the things that shifted?
It'll make me realize how beautiful I am.
Ah,
One of the first things.
yeah,
I didn't accept myself.
yeah.
Every time that I used to look at myself in the mirror, I used to see someone ugly.
Mm,
All the imperfections you could imagine, I was looking at myself.
mhm.
But once I start really seeing me, not with my eyes, but with God's eyes,
Yeah.
I started realizing that I was a miracle.
Yeah.
Realizing that whatever I thought or whatever the devil thought
Mm-hmm.
I was,
Yeah.
it was just a blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the truth of me. And realizing that I have that beauty in me, that when I'm talking about beauty, I'm not talking about physical beauty. Because
Gotcha.
we all have physical beauty
Mm-hmm.
in different ways.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the inside beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, since I went through so many years with depression, low self-esteem, I grew up thinking that I have a devil inside me.
Mm-hmm.
How bad it was, the situation with me.
Wow.
And realizing, shipping, switching from believing that you have a devil to believe that you are the daughter of the Almighty,
Yeah.
that you are a queen
Mm-hmm.
because you are the daughter of the king.
Yes.
It was something amazing. Then from there, it made me realize it took me 25 years for me to pass that role.
Mm-hmm.
It made me realize that I knew and I had the tools to help others to transform their life that did not have to go through 25 years of suffering.
Wow. That's the glory of having someone experienced in your life and in our lives, someone who's already paved the way, already moved mountains, and it just it's a tremendous value. That's why you and I engage coaches, and that's what we are coaches, and we have coaches, and because there's a tremendous value in connecting with someone who has already been there. Your journey is primarily speaking to women, is it not?
Yes, I'm concentrating especially with females.
Hmm.
I do have work with men's here and there, but I don't really specialize on that.
Oh, okay.
More effort in working with females. I'm a teacher. I've been in the education assistant for 20 years. In what I'm doing right now, also that I'm using my coaching experience to
Yeah.
bring to the classroom. When I work with my kids, I bring the self development every day toward to the classroom and give them different tools and teach them how to be resilient and how to love themselves and look at themselves in the mirror. I have this technique that I developed, the mirror of truth, where you stand up and really look at yourself. Of course, it goes through a whole process of
Sure.
me guiding you, but I guide the kids. I don't do it with the kids as the way I do it with the adults because
Right.
it cannot be. With the kids, I do it just for them to see the love,
Yes.
how they have good. With the adults, what I do, I really take them to see who they really thought,
Hmm.
who they see without coaching,
Yeah.
taking that person out and start looking exactly what God creates.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, I know that anyone who's gone through your program and will go through your program will experience transformation because you not only bring the experience, you bring the passion, the energy, the love into your space. And as you continue to work with women and with some men, you're watching them begin to unfold. What kind of testimonials are you seeing right now, especially in this marketplace with the people that you're working with?
Well, I can tell you I have one I want to speak to you especially about one of my clients that when I start working, she she wasn't suicidal. She was suicidal. One of the first thing I do with my clients is that I let them know that doesn't mean that I will be the perfect person for them.
Mhm.
We're going to work, begin to work, but if I'm not the fit for them, I'm
Mhm.
going to make sure they find the right person for them.
Mhm.
And if it coaching, just outside coaching without going to a doctor, it's
Mhm.
not what they need. If they need to go to the doctor, I'm going to be with them until they find the right person
Sure.
because it's going beyond a business.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes beyond my business. It really goes toward to human being and the safety of the people. That's the only reason why we're doing this.
Oh, absolutely, because business must be ministry, and ministry is business. It is about caring for people, number one. And when we lose that touch, Evelise, when we lose that touch, we have lost the purpose for our own talents and gifts. The only reason God gave us anything good is for us to do good with it. And
Exactly.
you have to make that a priority. And I so celebrate you, sister. I celebrate you so much and love you so much and adore you because I'm looking through the lenses of a spectator watching your life as you unfolded in your story and how many people gave up, how many people would not have made it, even though you did not desire to be here on these soils. God had a plan for your life and opened that door for you to be here. And look at you now, you're working with kids for a couple of decades. You're working with men and women. You're changing lives. You're um, instrumental in your church, your community, and your faith is coming through and is changing the world. This self dive to thrive, is this what you really mean to stop and take a look, and you're taking people through the taking women through the process of look taking a closer look at themselves? Is this what you mean by self dive to thrive?
Yes.
Okay.
We have to we really had to see ourselves in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that we cannot move forward if we don't know where we're standing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You decide to go to from New York to Massachusetts.
Mm,
You need to know where you are,
yeah.
in what section of New York you are,
Yeah.
in order to create a map. Now these days we just put the GPS and the GPS gave us the instruction.
Yeah.
But years ago we had to know exactly the exact address, the
Mm-hmm.
exact area where we are, and take a map, one of the paper maps that we used to have, and
Yeah.
guiding
Mm,
lights in order to find out which roads to take.
right.
So how can you move forward without recognizing where you are? That's
Oh,
50% of the process.
mm-hmm.
Knowing where you are, stand up to dream. Even before you begin to work, dream where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
What would be that perfect place for you?
Yes.
Because believe me, what is for me a perfect place doesn't be is not going to be for you.
Right. Exactly.
Each person is going to have that wonderful space
Mm-hmm.
that is unique.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the, um, I read a book on the four agreements, and one of the agreement is do your best.
Yeah.
Do your best, and your best doesn't mean that it's my best.
Exactly.
It is based on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
What is the capacity? I might be able to walk 5 miles, and you might only be able to walk three, but that was all you can do at that specific moment of your life.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make you less than me.
Exactly.
So when we go into the self dive to drive, it's exactly like that. We need to know where we're standing, find out where we want to go, and from there we can make a road. We can make the linings and the path and the steps. And one of the things that I do in my program is that I do have a specific program
Mm-hmm.
set up with specific steps. But throughout the time, we might gonna have to switch, like a little switch, to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that it fit you perfect.
Yeah.
It is like when you go to a tailor that is gonna make that beautiful dress for you.
Yeah.
And he get a pattern, a normal pattern that he used for everybody. But then
Mm-hmm.
he tried it on you and say, okay, I need to take a little bit over here. I need to take a little bit over there, and go the dress to fit you perfect. And that's exactly what I do in my program.
So a tailored program for the individual because one size does not fit all.
Not at all. Not,
People are at different levels in their lives, and I think the world is in such a need of the personal touch. With AI and technology, there's nothing that replaces love. You can't get AI to love you.
No, not at all.
You can't. My phone is called a smartphone, but it's not so smart that it can love me.
Not,
So that human touch is something God put in the earth, and we will never outgrow it. Science, technology will never phase it out. We can put people out of jobs and put machines in that room, but they cannot love you. And
no.
so having the right person in your life, like Evelise, to help lead and guide you. And many of you can identify with what her story, being a single mom, or being a single mom and a widow. Oh, at 18 years of age. I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around it, not at all. And also to having gone through so much, but look at where you are today, Evelise, and to be a strength and an encouragement for so many people. So I applaud you for all the steps that you've taken in personal development, all of the work that you have done on yourself. I mean, from rising up from the ashes when people were calling you telling you had a devil, or you feeling like you had a devil, and now you know that that's not true, that you're such a bright light, and that light cannot be extinguished because of trauma and drama and all the negative things that can happen as we move through this place we call life. We're on this journey together.
And one of the things that happen in life is that the devil wants us to believe that we are alone.
Yeah.
That
So
our pain is only ours.
mhm,
Nobody's gonna listen to us.
right.
Nobody cares. Exactly that. That's his main word for him. Nobody cares.
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody cares. And whoever is listening is watching this program. I want to let you know there are people who cares.
yeah,
There are people who want to listen to your pain. There
mhm,
are people that are going to be there for you just to be quiet and listen when you need to speak.
yeah,
There are people also like us that are willing to take you in a fasted role so you can take your pain away. Yeah,
absolutely.
continue bleed if you cut yourself.
Yeah,
But the difference is that now you're going to have the tools how to stop that bleeding faster.
yeah, yeah. And folks, let me tell you something. And Evelisa and I understand this, and we want you to hear this. You can spend the next year clicking around on the internet. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're here watching us in social media. You had to click to get this, but don't you click away. Or you can make a decision that you're going to allow yourself to finally be healed and to be free. Because as long as you are in doubt of yourself and feeling like you're not worth it, feeling like you're nobody, those are the lies that have been told you, and you're starting to believe those. So Evelise and I open the doors for you today to shake the lies and find the truth of yourself, that you, like Evelise now knows, you're a queen or you're a king. You may have gone through all of those things, but those things do not define you.
Not at all.
They will do not define you. They may have shaken you, but look, you're still here, very much so. Evelise, for the next few minutes or so, and I think we've got about 7 minutes left, I want us to take a deep dive into your programs a little bit more, if you don't mind. Not giving the program away, of course, but to make sure that people understand with clarity of your calling, your mission, and who you're called to serve and why, and what you're doing over the next few weeks or months with your Self Dive to Thrive.
Yes. One of the things that I first say is that I'm looking for people who are tired of being sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that are really going to put the work.
Yeah.
Nothing is a miracle work.
Right.
Nothing works as like you come in, sit down, and it's gonna come and take the pain away and open doors for you.
No.
You're gonna have to work through the process, and
Yes.
that's being tired of being sick and tired, because those are the only people who really gonna do what it needs to be done. we're going to go towards what I mentioned before, understanding 100% where you're standing, understanding that the people that being in your past, in your life, they didn't mean to hurt you.
Right.
Use as well. Remember, we are childs of God, and everybody that is doing wrong is being used by the devil. And understanding that give you peace and allow you to move on. Because you can now move when you had shame, when you have strings holding you back. There's
Exactly.
nothing you can do. You put a car in a fast mode and it doesn't go anywhere unless you take it out of the parking space. After out of the parking, you put it in D for drive.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it happens when you remove that pain and that giving somebody else's strength, your strength, the power that you have. When you blame somebody else, you're giving the other person the power to change you. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
where we go. The next one is we're going to a step on understanding your emotions, your brain, where everything's coming from. Because by understanding what move in your body when you get mad, when you laugh, how you get energy, by understanding those tools, you are able to switch when you see yourself a little tired on what I'm doing, what is happening in this specific moment in my life, that I'm right, that I'm having enough exercise, I didn't have enough drink, I didn't have enough water today. And you start evaluating yourself.
Yeah.
We go toward through a process of creating a future map, a goal map, where you want to go in life.
Yeah.
We all are made for beautiful things.
Yes.
Each one of us have a specific and unique goal
Yeah.
that we were made out of for that. God made us for something specific. Like in my case, I didn't know that this was mine. I knew that since I was little, I had this joy of helping. And because I didn't know, I was helping in every area. I even went a few times to DFE to represent my friends, and they asked me if I was a lawyer. I've never been in the school for lawyer, in the law school, but I didn't know. I knew that I want to help, but I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And that roadmap, it was going to give you the clarity to understand exactly where you're supposed to be, to what path you're supposed to work with. And we finished finding out exactly where you want to be, how to get it, and if whatever you need is still continue being in my power to help you accomplish it, we continue working from there.
That is beautiful. I love that program and that framework. So, Evelise, do you have an event coming up soon?
I'm preparing something coming up for December. I don't have the date yet, but it's going to come from December. We're going to have a specific program coming up. So stay tuned that I'm going to be giving you all the details. Follow me on Instagram, as you say I Gonzalez Coach. And you can DM me, you have send me a private message that we can also do free clarity sections. Whoever comes from this program, we're gonna work it out to give you a free clarity section to see if my service are good for you. And at the same time, remember, this is not one size fits it all, and this is a both way.
Yeah.
So it's to find out if I'm the right person for you to guide you through, but also to find out if I'm able to work with you.
Absolutely. The hand that fits the glove, it must match. Thank you, my friend. I am overjoyed that you joined me and jumped in here. We had another time, but this worked out even better for both of us. I'm so pleased. God knows the end from the beginning. And
Yes.
I'm so glad we're both worshipers of the one true and living God. And I celebrate you in your journey, darling. I really do. And thank you so much for sharing your light with us today, right here on the DrFaye Show. God bless you. Evelise Gonzalez. Thank you, darling. Well, there you have it. Self dive to Thrive with Eva Lise. It has been such a pleasure again sharing this stage, this studio with amazing women, transformational, powerful coaches from around the world for the last 3 days. We have one more day of this interview-a-thon, and I am overjoyed to know that I will have the opportunity to sit in this seat again and share and introduce to many of you some powerful sisters that I've come to know who are making a mark in this world. And again, I say that can never be erased. I look forward to seeing you on our next Dr. Faye show, Dr. Faye Talk Show. I'll get it all out. But remember, in the meantime, no matter who you are and where you're going, you got to know this, that the calling is a gift, but the choice is yours. Follow the link to events.drfaye.com so that you can stay informed with what we're doing next. God bless you. See you then.
Have you been feeling lately like your dreams are dead? That your vision will never come into fruition? Listen, I know how that can feel, but you don't have to stay there. If you're feeling like you're ready to build your confidence and embrace your message and move into your creative brilliance and create a lasting impact in your business and in your life, if you could answer, yes, that's me, to at least one of those, then I want to welcome you to the journey of transformation and empowerment. You're going to learn how you too can take the stage with confidence, with focus, with power, and empowerment. As a woman professional and leader, you can take your place in the world right now. You're in the right place at the right time. I'm Dr. Faye, and my grandmother was a midwife. And one of the things she practiced was to stop the pain. And I stand on her shoulders today to help as many women as I possibly can to stop the pain. So I want to invite you to a journey of transformation and empowerment, where there are hundreds, if not thousands of women already who are embracing transformation through their stories, through their testimonials. You can achieve wealth mastery and close the wealth gap and close every gap between the vision and your reality. Breathe life into your dreams again. Breathe life into your vision again. That is not about anything but your decision to click on the link, go to events.drfaye.com, make that decision now to join us, and together we will create a world where women, professionals, and leaders shine brighter than ever before and make a mark upon this world that can never be erased. So don't miss your opportunity. Don't be a spectator in the parade. Build your own float, girl. Come on. Go to the link now, events.drfaye.com. And I will love seeing you there. See you soon. Bye-bye now.